Look at that thing. Demo. It's been sitting there for ages. We're on an old industrial estate. It's not longer anymore. I think there was an IKEA here or something like that. Some sort of thing. I think it was an IKEA. Now, I don't know what it's going to be. Probably more industrial estates. So I've got a drawing, but I don't know what it's going to be. Probably houses, but flats. Let's hope not. We've got far too many houses and flats in this country. Thank you very much. Do you ever sort of sit back and think to yourself, what on earth has this country come to? And I say world, but all countries are different, so I can't really say world. But maybe it's a world, because I'm in London now, right? And it is the most awful place. The reason why it's the most awful place is because of the amount of people. It's too crowded. There's just too many people everywhere, you know. And more people means more cars, and more cars means terribleness. Now, do you not think it's crazy how humans all just bunch together and then wonder why places become terrible? I mean, all you hear around here is people saying, oh, it's too crowded. And then I say, well, Doria, yeah, I know. Well, you're part of the problem. Now, I think humans, I sit back and I think about things. Humans, right? Very smart creatures, but they're an enemy to themselves, because yeah, we develop towns and cities and make them big and come up with really, really clever engineering feats like skyscrapers and other buildings and dams and bridges and all sorts of things, which means that people can live in all kinds of different places. But then we're stupid, utterly and totally and completely stupid in another way, in such that once we discover something like that, we just do it too much. And by that I mean build too many skyscrapers, too many buildings, too many houses, too many this, too many that. And the result is miserableness. Everybody becomes miserable. I mean, around here where I'm working at the moment, see, I don't live anywhere near London. I have to travel here, unfortunately, and I normally avoid it at all costs, but I'm only doing it to help some people, you know, to be nice to some people who have been nice to me, you know. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, etc. But everyone that I've spoken to here that works here, lives here, and they've all said it is terrible. Everybody lives on top of each other. Everybody's, well, you say work on top of it, it's not too bad here. But everyone's all saying, like, where are you from? Where are you from? Oh, from here, from London, from this part, from that part, from the other part. What's it like? Terrible. Awful. Why are you here then? Because this is where I came to, and I've had to stay here. I can't find work anywhere else, or other just random bollocks, just no rubbish. But it just is clear to me. It's just, I say to him, don't you think it's stupid the way that, you know, humans have discovered that we can make these amazing buildings, which are amazing. I mean, skyscrapers and any type of flat, you know, like big tall building is a massive feat of engineering. Brilliant. You know, I could never have thought of how to do it. The engineers that designed them, I know there's going to be arguments there. Some people are going to say, well, they're stupid engineers because they fall down, they catch fire, they do this, they do that. I don't care about that. it's still good, but there's too many. And I say to these people that live in these places that say it's awful because everyone's on top of each other. We're like animals. Some of them, most of them are foreign, and so they come up with weird analogies. They go, we are like animals. We are like animals. We are like treated like animals, living on top of each other. They go, you know. These people live in the flats, you know. Some of them, one person showed me a picture of his house, you know. He likes to be quite clean in his house, but then because there are a massive row of houses with houses everywhere, no gardens, no driveways, no nothing, you know. There's rubbish bags everywhere because it just is rubbish everywhere, and the foxes get into the rubbish, and then there's the rubbish isn't in the bags anymore; it's all over the floor, you know. And he said, "Look at this! Look at this! I keep mine clean." He's going, but everywhere else, there's too much people, too much rubbish. He's going like that. He's saying, and I agree, man. Humans, they're clever, but too clever for their own good, you know. And another thing that I see that a lot of people don't see is, like, you put all these buildings and things going, but the infrastructure can't cope. The sewers can't cope. You're building more houses, connecting them onto the sewers, they can't cope. I see it all the time, blocking up, overflowing, because they can't drain all the sewage away quick enough to get it to the treatment plants. It just can't get there quick enough. All these people flushing their toilets, running their baths, doing all this. You might think to yourself, no one's going to be having baths at the same time, no one's going to be flushing toilets at the same time. But when you've got hundreds of thousands of people all waking up in the morning at approximately the same or similar times, all getting up, going to the toilet, flushing the toilets, having showers. Some people might have baths in the morning. I can't imagine I wouldn't have a bath in the morning, but some people might have a bath in the morning. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All this waste water all going down to the same sewers at the same times. You'll be amazed how much actually does go at the same times. And, you know, all these new houses, all these new office blocks also got toilets and sinks being connected to the same sewers. You know, it's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. We've gone overboard. We've gone stupidly overboard, you know, in this country. It's mad. I sit back and I just look around and I think to myself, clever people, clever species, clever creatures we are, but we're ruining it for ourselves. Absolutely ruining it for ourselves, man. If we were really clever, we'd be looking back and going, right, we've got too many buildings of all different types. I'm not just talking about houses and flats. We've got too many of structures, you know, especially bloody London. If you come to London, some of you that live in New York and other cities, you probably, I've never been, so I don't know what it's like in New York or any of them other big cities in the world, but I should imagine they're probably worse because they're bigger than London. Or are they big? I don't know, but they're probably worse, or the same even, I don't know. But it is mad. It really is. If you ever get the chance, I would normally say don't go to London, but you know, if you've never been, just go just once to experience it, and you'll see, man. The centre of London is crazy because they've ruined it. Got all the old buildings have just been ruined by new ones, and they're just awful to look at. But because of the amount of people, everything is just, and the people just don't care. So you got rubbish everywhere, you know, all sorts. Now, you go to the outskirts of London, that's where it's bad, you know. That is where it is bad. And I'd say just go just for once, just have a look. Have a look. I'm here now, looking at it firsthand, yeah? Just go and visit it. Go, either start on the outskirts and work your way in, or go straight to the centre of London, have a look around, and then just work your way out to the outskirts of London and all that, Enfield and Edmonton and Romford and Dagenham and all the ones along the other sides. Go and have a look, and you'll see what I mean. The overcrowdedness is mad, absolutely mad, and I think it's all about money. All about money. The more people we can cram in, the more money we're going to get, because they're going to spend money. Mad. Absolutely crazy. I'm just a little ant. I'm just a little ant, living my own life, trying to make my life good for my family. And it's out of my hands, obviously, but I just sit back and I look. A lot of these people around here, they don't sit back and look, you know. They're in it all the time. Tunnel vision, living life tunnel vision. Whereas I live life with the tunnel vision, but not, like, I do see around, and I just think to myself, Jesus, man. I feel sorry for the future generations. My children of, you know, children who are just being born, even people in their 20s now. It's going to be a bad place in the next 10, 20 years. It's going to be so crowded, you won't be able to move, you won't be able to do nothing. There's going to be so much control. There's so many cameras here already as it is, watching everything you do. You know? Where I live at the moment, lucky. At the moment, nowhere near London, really. But there's people that live where I live, and they're, you know, coming down from London, probably. I know there's quite a few, because I see people out and about, and they want it to be like London. They want bloody cameras everywhere, they want this, and they want, oh, it's just, no, you don't want any of that. You don't want it, you know. Too much control. But what can I say? It's the way the country's going, or the way the world is going. Control. It's about controlling. People are getting very controlling. The people that have got the power, very controlling over the little ants like us. Anyway, you lot, I'm about it. Well, in a little while I've got to go and do some work. So I'll see you lot later on. Have a think about what I said. Have a think. Whether what city you're in, you might be in Birmingham, you might be in, I don't know, some other city in the country. I can't think of any at the moment. I'm bad at geography and all that, but you might be in a town. You might be living out in the sticks. I don't know. But have a little think. And look around where you are and think, is this place overcrowded? You know? Have we got too many buildings where I am? You know, and if you do live in London, let me know what you think about what I said. Is it too crowded? Some people love it. Some people love the crowdedness. Some people are just like, no, this is great. People everywhere, it's great. And it would be great if people actually cared. Didn't throw rubbish everywhere and were nice to each other. But all the fighting, I mean, someone else got shot dead yesterday morning in West London. A 15-year-old boy got shot dead. Too many people, they start to attack each other. It's like if you put animals in a small cage, put mice and rats, something like that, in a small cage, all close proximity to each other, they'll start to eat each other. They'll start to attack each other. Yeah? So too many people in one small space, for example, London, yeah, too many people, they start to turn on each other, start to argue with each other over this and that and tit for tat. And now we're getting, man, I think in the last few weeks there's been 4 shootings, people being just shot dead, probably over drugs, but that's another thing, so I'm not going to go into that. But they argue, now we're getting all this kind of stuff. It's crazy, man, it's crazy. Think about it. But no one's got the same thoughts, no one's got the same brains, no one's got the same minds, so no one's going to think exactly the same. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to say the same as me, some people are going to be like, nah, it's not so bad, don't worry about it. Whatever. I'll see you lot later on. Remember, treat people nice, love life. You only get one, unless you believe in reincarnation, which I do, so I might be a pigeon later on, I don't know. See you later, you lot, all the best.